Okay, the next award is our Fitness Inspiration Award. And this is an award who obviously goes to someone who's made a tremendous impact in the industry by inspiring others to both move, but inspiring and evoking an emotion from the people they serve. And the person who we selected for the Inspiration Award this year, you've heard a lot from her already today and this conference. We decided to give this award this year to Elaine LaLanne. Yes. Yep. Wait, hold it. She's not coming up yet. Not quite yet. We have a video first. I just want to say a few words about Lala before we watch the video and bring her up. I have never met a person who is so selfless and so kind and who has extended herself in so many ways to this entire industry. She loves all of you so much, so much. And she calls to tell me that. She picks up the phone and calls people. And she calls to tell how much she loves the work that you do. And she can see the conviction and the grit and the determination. So I love her dearly, and I want to give this award to Elaine.
Climb every mountain.
Hi, I'm Elaine LaLanne, and Jack LaLanne was my husband. Jack was known as the godfather of fitness, and which makes me the first lady, I guess. Well, I was on television in San Francisco on KGO TV, and I was producing this hour-and-a-half show. I got this call from Oakland, California, and the gal said, I got this guy who can do push-ups through your whole show, and I said, oh, that's a great idea. That's how I first met Jack.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In 1951, they offered Jack his own show on health and fitness, and it was the first kind of a show like that.
How do you exercise? Well, I'll tell you how you start. By just flipping your legs up and down like this. Can you do that? Then you're exercising. Come on.
In 1950s, people were not into health and fitness. But Jack was so dynamic that people would listen to him, and the audience became larger and larger and larger. Well, I think Jack's contribution to the world was all the things that he invented. If you use a stretch band today, guess where it came from? If you eat one of those nutrition bars, Jack LaLanne. If you've ever heard of the Smith machine, it came from Jack LaLanne's head. You couldn't be around Jack without being inspired. You just couldn't. After Jack passed, I wanted to continue inspiring and motivating people at any age. I'm 96, going on 97, and I still work out every day. I think the legacy of Jack LaLanne is the inspiration that he has given all the people. In this book, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Denise Austin, Mark Wahlberg, and we want to give this inspiration to the young people that are coming up. They don't know where it all began, and this gives you an insight. I believe that Jack has made the world a healthier and better place. Well, I'm a little slow on the draw these years. As years go by, it gets a little slower and slower, especially in the legs. But I want you to know that I can do 20 jackknives. Can you? Well, I am used to being on the receiving end. I'm not used to being on the receiving end of awards because I'm used to giving them. And I'm surprised and almost speechless tonight to receive an award. In all probability, I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for my husband, Jack LaLanne, because I I want to pass what he's passed on to me. I want to pass it on to everybody else and to you. I've been speaking all day, so you'll have to pardon my razor soup voice. Anyway, I literally grew up in television. A lot of you don't know about the early days of television or the early days of the fitness. I mean, Jack was called a crackpot and a nut and a filbert and whatever. And people didn't exercise in those days when I first met him, especially women. And people didn't even, somebody's charging money to exercise. That was really something out of this world. So I got into television by demonstrating 45 records. And when I was at a department store in San Francisco, and this guy I was demonstrating, he was there promoting some RCA Victor people, recording artists. And so what happened is, a lady came over to me and she said, "Can I get Bing Crosby on that 45 record player?" And I said, "No, you can't get Bing Crosby, but you can get Perry Coleman. He sounds just like him." And so when he came over, Les Malloy came over to me and said, "I'm starting a television show." Television went on at 6 o'clock those days. And it was new. Nobody knew about television much. And so I'm starting a show from 4:30 to 6. And what he did, he said, "You know, I like you, and I thought maybe you'd be good with Girl Friday and be on my show, and would you like to book it too?" So not only did I gulped and I said, and he said, "You think you could do it?" And I said, "Yes." And he says, "Well, I need a show by Tuesday of next week." Oy, oy, oy. He told me to call, and then I called him up, and I got people to come to the show, an hour and a half every day. We had the 12-piece orchestra of ABC, left over from radio. And so that's how I got into television. And one day, I got a call from Oakland, California. "I got this guy who can do push-ups through your whole show, 30, 60, 90 minutes. And I said, "Oh, we got to do that. We could pan over to him every now and then." And so, guess who it was? It was Jack LaLanne. And so the show. So he did the 90 minutes of push-ups. But I'll tell you what he did. Somebody heard him and talking, and they said, you'd make a good person to be on television and exercising." And he says, "Oh no, I don't know anything about that stuff." And he sent over a girl from Oakland that worked for him. He said, and the producer said, "No, I want you." So that's how Jack got into television. That's how I met him. And he brought over one day a picture on his show. And I was smoking cigarettes, eating bear claws. And I'd come into the studio, and my show was at 4:36. Now he's on the air at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I used to come in the studio with a cigarette and a bear claw. And I loved chocolate donuts. And so he says, "The only thing good about the donut is the hole in the middle." So that's how I met Jack Elaine. And but he brought over pictures of black lungs, pink lungs, holy lungs. And I thought, black lungs, holy lungs. I was 27 years old, and I said, "I don't want holy lungs and can breathe so I quit smoking right away and broiled everything I used to fry, and that changed my whole life. And so he was loaded with inspiration. And I just want you to know that he inspired me, and I'm trying to inspire you.
and pass along what I've learned. I've been speaking all day long. So I want to pass on to you what I've learned. And Jack predicted that the future of physical fitness was going to explode. And explode it did. And you're part of it. And I want to give you accolades. You are passing it on. And to all of you trainers and all of you people in this, and the educators in this business, I know you're going to be passing on your knowledge. And I thank you, Amy, and I thank all of IDEA. I've enjoyed it all these years. And from the deep bottom of my heart, my athletic heart, I want you to keep inspiring. I want you to keep exploding. And I want you to keep passing on your message. And so will I.
Yes! Woo!
Every mountain.
In my 98 years on this planet, I know what you're doing, and so keep passing it on.
You're going to stay here because we're going to do the next door. Here's a sip of water. All right, we're going to keep her up here for just another minute. Please stand at ovation. Lala, we're going to keep you up here for just a minute so we don't have to go back and forth. Obviously, you can see why we selected her for the Inspiration Award. But what's really always interesting to me is that she always talks about how Jack inspired her and she passed it on. IDEA has been inspired by Lala for so many decades, so many decades. These fitness professionals are inspired by you. You. Thank you. Inspired for the work you do, inspired for who you are, but also for the size of your athletic heart.